In a kingdom bathed in sunshine and filled with laughter, there lived a princess who was a mystery to all. Her name was Liana, and she had everything a princess could ever wish for: magnificent gowns, a castle with 100 rooms, and gardens that bloomed all year round. But there was one thing she lacked, one thing no one in the kingdom could give her: a smile. Princess Liana never smiled. Her father, the king, was heartbroken. He loved his daughter more than all the jewels in his treasury, and couldn't bear to see her so perpetually sad. He announced a royal decree: whoever could make Princess Liana smile would be rewarded with riches beyond their wildest dreams. From far and wide, people flocked to the castle. The kingdom's finest jesters performed their most hilarious routines, juggling flaming torches and telling jokes that made the guards double over with laughter. But Princess Liana merely watched them with her large, solemn eyes. Her expression unchanged. Renowned comedians from neighboring lands arrived, telling witty stories and performing side-splitting skits. They made fun of the stuffy court advisors and even gently teased the king himself. The entire court was in stitches, tears of mirth streaming down their faces. Yet, Liana remained as still and silent as a statue, a single, perfect tear sometimes tracing a path down her cheek. The most famous chefs baked elaborate cakes that looked like funny animals and prepared dishes that popped and fizzed. Musicians played joyful tunes on lutes and flutes, songs so lively they made even the castle cats want to dance. But nothing worked. The princess's face remained a mask of sorrow. The king was beginning to lose hope, and a quiet gloom began to settle over the once cheerful palace. Far from the grand castle, in a small, humble cottage at the edge of the kingdom, lived a young boy named Milo. Milo wasn't a prince or a knight. He was just a simple boy with a kind heart and an extraordinary knack for being clumsy. He tripped over his own feet, walked into doors, and could somehow manage to spill a glass of water even when it was empty. But he was also incredibly kind. He shared his meager meals with stray animals and spent his afternoons helping elderly neighbors with their chores. One day, Milo heard about the princess who never smiled. His heart went out to her. He didn't care about the reward. He just couldn't imagine a world without smiles. Everyone deserves to be happy, he thought. Maybe, just maybe, I can help. So with a determined heart, a satchel containing a loaf of bread and an apple, he set off for the castle. Getting into the palace wasn't easy. The guards, tired of the endless stream of failed entertainers, initially turned him away. The princess has seen the best in the world, one of them scoffed. What can a clumsy boy like you do? But Milo was persistent. He simply sat outside the gates, day after day, sharing his food with the birds and humming a simple tune. His gentle nature eventually softened the heart of the captain of the guard, who decided to let him have a try. But be quick about it, he warned. Milo was brought before Princess Liana in the grand throne room. The court was assembled, their faces a mixture of boredom and pity. Liana sat on her small throne, looking as beautiful and as sad as ever. Milo, completely overwhelmed by the grandeur of the room and the dozens of eyes on him, took a deep bow. Or, he tried to. As he bowed, his foot caught on the leg of a nearby table. Crash! A vase of exquisite flowers wobbled, tipped over, and shattered on the marble floor, splashing water all over the very formal and very grumpy Duke of Pomp. The Duke yelped in surprise, slipping in the puddle and landing with a soft thud on a velvet cushion, which puffed out a cloud of dust right into his face. The court gasped. The king looked furious. Milo, horrified, scrambled to his feet, apologizing profusely. In his haste, he tripped again, this time over the edge of the royal carpet. He went tumbling forward, performing an accidental somersault and landing in a heap right at the foot of the princess's throne, his apple rolling out of his satchel and coming to a perfect stop on the tip of her satin slipper. Milo looked up, his face red with embarrassment, expecting to be thrown into the dungeon. He saw the Duke sputtering, covered in dust and flower petals. He saw the guards trying to hide their smirks. And then, he looked at Princess Liana. A tiny sound, like the tinkling of a small bell, escaped her lips. Her mouth, which had been set in a firm, sad line for as long as anyone could remember, began to twitch at the corners. Her shoulders started to shake, and then it happened. A giggle escaped, then another, and another, until Princess Liana was laughing. A full, beautiful, heartfelt laugh that echoed through the silent throne room. The entire court stared in stunned silence before breaking into applause. The king's eyes filled with tears of joy. Milo, still sitting on the floor in a daze, couldn't believe it. He hadn't told a single joke or performed any tricks. He had just been himself. From that day on, everything changed. Milo was invited to stay at the castle, not as a jester, but as the princess's friend. He didn't try to make her laugh. He just spent time with her. They explored the castle gardens, where Milo would accidentally fall into the fish pond. They baked in the kitchens, where Milo would inevitably end up with more flour on himself than in the bowl. And with every clumsy mishap, Liana would laugh, her smile lighting up the entire kingdom. She explained to Milo that she was tired of performances. Everyone was always trying to make her happy, putting on a show. It felt lonely, as if no one saw the real girl behind the title of princess. Milo wasn't trying to impress her. His clumsiness was real, his kindness was genuine, and for the first time, she felt like she had a true friend. The princess who never smiled was now the princess who smiled the most. And it wasn't the jesters or the riches that had brought her joy. It was a clumsy, kind-hearted boy who showed her that sometimes the most wonderful things happen when things don't go according to plan. The greatest magic of all, they discovered, was simply the gift of genuine friendship. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a new adventure. We'll see you in the next video.